We begin this hour in Ukraine's capital, where a Russian missile attack on a residential building has killed one person and injured at least 5 others. U.S. President Joe Biden has condemned the strikes, saying it's more of Russia's barbarism. Rescuers are searching through the rubble, trying to find survivors. The destroyed building near the center of Kiev was hit by one of 4 cruise missiles launched by Russian forces. The city's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, says the strike was intended to intimidate Ukrainians ahead of Tuesday's NATO summit in Madrid. Well, let's cross now to our correspondent Ali Mustafa in Kiev. Ali, what's the situation like in the city at the moment, and have rescuers made any progress in their search for survivors buried under that rubble?
Well, they have been able to rescue some people. We are being told about 7 to 8 people at least have been injured as a result of this. One person has been killed as a result of this. Unclear if the residential compound was the target, but this particular place is right next to the Artem ordnance factory. They usually make fuselages for rockets there. And the Russians have tried to attack this particular facility in the past and ironically have hit another civilian structure instead. This is the second one that was hit. So it goes to show that even though the Russians have by and large left from these areas north of here, Bucha, Irpin, Chernihiv, they've consolidated their position in the east, and that gives them an opportunity to attack the capital and other areas in control or under the control of the Ukrainians.
Ali, these strikes took place in the early hours of the morning. It has, of course, been quite a few hours now. And Kiev has been a city for a few weeks now where it almost seems like life is starting to return to as normal as it can be in a country that's at war. How are people in that city feeling? What have they been saying to you?
It's quite a schizophrenic, almost dyslexic existence of sorts. I was there at the site. It happened between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. local time in Kiev. It's right after 5 p.m. right now, but it goes to show I was there. There was a lot of activity, a lot of media was there, fire engines were there, and there was some crowd there. But as the day progressed, especially in the center, life moves on. But it doesn't necessarily move on as we imagine it to. It might seem normal, but because this country is at war and because rockets are still landing, there's constant anxiety. People have returned. There aren't many jobs. There's a lot of joblessness, a lot of homelessness on these streets as well. People scavenging for food. So on the surface, normalcy, or at least a hint of normalcy. Under it, a lot of despair, a lot of loathing, a lot of fear, because you never know. Belarus isn't that far, and the rockets, some sources are saying it came from Belarus. Others are saying these rockets originated from much further. They were cruise missiles, but 18 rockets landed here in the Oblast of Kiev, which is huge. So it goes to show things aren't necessarily what they seem, and the threat of the Russian threat at least continues, Yashni.
Ali Mustafa, thanks so much for that update, speaking to us from Ukraine's capital.